It was the wedding that defied centuries of tradition and turned a color of mourning into a global obsession. Today, the white wedding dress seems like a timeless and even obligatory part of a marriage ceremony. But in the mid-19th century, things were very different. White was not associated with purity and innocence. It was linked to mourning. That is why, when Queen Victoria wore a white gown to her wedding with Prince Albert in 1840, it caused a mixed reaction, yet her choice forever changed fashion and tradition. Queen Victoria, the woman who ruled an era. Before we talk about the dress, let's recall who this legendary ruler was. Alexandrina Victoria, born on the 24th of May, 1819, and passing on the 22nd of January, 1901, ascended the British throne at just 18 years old. She reigned for 63 years and 7 months, longer than any monarch before her. Her era, known as the Victorian Age, became a time of industrial revolution, the expansion of the British Empire, and profound social change. The wedding of Victoria and Albert, why white shocked society. On the 10th of February 1840, Victoria married her cousin, Prince Albert of Saxon-Coburg-Gotha. What was unusual about her attire? White, which at that time was considered a mourning color. Widows wore white, while black only later became the norm for grief. The absence of royal regalia, no crown, no ermine mantle, a strong emphasis on lace. The dress was made of white satin, adorned with handmade Honiton lace from England. Victoria described her gown in her diary. "I wore a white satin dress with a deep flounce of Honiton lace, imitating old designs. I had Turkish diamonds and Albert's sapphire brooch." Why did Victoria choose white? Historians still debate her reasons. Support for English lace makers. Victoria deliberately highlighted the lace to promote domestic craftsmanship during a time of economic growth. A symbol of wealth, before effective bleaching methods existed, pure white fabric was rare and expensive, affordable only to the wealthy. An image of innocence and modesty, she wanted to be seen not as a queen, but as a woman marrying for love, rejecting traditional purple and gold in favor of a romantic look. It was the wedding that defied centuries of tradition and turned a color of mourning into a global obsession. Biographer Agnes Strickland wrote in 1840, "She was dressed not as queen in glittering regalia, but in a snow-white gown, like a pure maiden walking toward her groom." Were there white dress predecessors? Victoria was not the first bride to wear white. Mary Stuart, in 1558, married in white, but for her, it symbolized widowhood. French aristocrats of the 18th century sometimes wore white, though without symbolic meaning. Yet it was Victoria who made the white wedding dress a global fashion trend. How white became the wedding standard. After Victoria's wedding, fashion magazines began promoting white gowns. Aristocratic brides started copying her style, and the lace industry experienced a huge boom. By the end of the 19th century, the white wedding dress had become a symbol of elegance and high social status. Interesting facts about Victoria's wedding. An assassination attempt. Just months before the wedding, 18-year-old Edward Oxford fired twice at Victoria, but missed. 9 children. Victoria and Albert raised a large family, and their descendants married into royal houses across Europe. A lifetime of mourning. After Albert's death in 1861, Victoria wore only black for 40 years, making it the ultimate color of grief. Conclusion: why white still rules weddings? Victoria's choice was a brilliant move, both personally and culturally. Today, the white wedding dress stands for tradition, rooted in the 19th century, a symbol of purity and a new beginning, a worldwide trend from Europe to Asia. And it all began with one courageous queen who dared to break the rules. It was the wedding that defied centuries of tradition and turned a color of mourning into a global obsession.